Good morning. Good morning, good morning. How's everyone? How's everyone feeling? Hello, hello. How's it going? Yeah. Yeah, what else? Good morning, good morning. Okay, let's make some coffee because we need it. Do. Good morning, how's everyone doing? Anyone do anything fun midweek? Yesterday we had her first class ever. Only one other baby showed up, so that was interesting, but hopefully the other 6 parents that signed up will show up next week. We'll see. It was just like a baby and parent class. There's a little bit of music involved, but it wasn't really, I wouldn't call it like a music class per se. But like only one mom and another baby showed up. And so, there were 5 empty seats. We'll see what happens next week, Hopefully more kids will show up. Yes, at least we weren't the only ones. You don't have any in your entire area, Victoria? Jeez. It was cute though. We felt pretty positive about it. Felt like we learned some good stuff. The woman who did our class is what is she? She's I don't know what she used. Not therapist. Maybe it was therapist, like a kids and family therapist or whatever. And she runs it. Morning, Anya. And so that was nice that she was able to give us some stuff. It was 80 miles. My God. Okay, ours might be really good. Check your library. Oh, really? Huh. I should check our library. Little miss here to get to go to more things. Yeah, it was really interesting. Yeah, well, do you maybe want to just breathe? What do you think? Do you want to have your face show, or do you want to stick your face right into mommy? Okay. So it was interesting. She had a lot of insights, let us ask a lot of questions. Our library does reading time for girls. Yeah, and baby classes. Wow, okay. I knew that they did reading time. I didn't know they did baby classes. Hey, Jen. That's interesting. It's very interesting. Why don't you move your head so you can breathe? There we go. How about that? What about breathing? We love to see it. It's geared towards pre-K and up. Ah, bummer. Jeez. Yeah. I say I wish they had them where you are, knowing that only one other parent showed up at ours. So it's like, it's more fun if there's more people, I think. Like, I think if it's just you and one other person, it's just like not as fun, So that's Small Town Living. That is Small Town. We found a great book for parents of all ages. Oh, really? What's the book? What is the book? I almost just knocked my coffee away from the. It's called. Oh yeah. I saw that in the chat. You posted that. Yeah, that was nice. Good social time even with only one of the parents. Yeah, it was. I will say we did feel a little bit bad for the other parent because she did seem to be struggling a little. I sent you a DM if I order Liquid IV from your link, do you get any kind of credit? You know what? Just get it because it's good. I don't know what happens if you order it from the link I provide. It's really different. Sorry about that. My thing was on the edge with water and I thought we were gonna have a problem. You already bought it. Okay, great. They messaged me and they're gonna send like, oh, I know she has the sweetest little head, right? They're gonna send me a care package, but I'm trying to talk to them about doing a giveaway for you all through my page. If Costco, they have big bags. Really? Ooh, I want it cheaper for sure. Yeah, definitely. I definitely want to get stuff like that, Roxy. It's very important. Very, very important. But yeah, so maybe we'll do a giveaway. Morning. So the other mom at the class that we took, she really seemed to be struggling. Yeah, right now so do I, Victoria. And 28 for a bag of 28 or 30. Oh, that's good. I'll have to look and compare the prices. Oh, she needs it because she has POTS. Wow. I wonder, People always ask me if I have that because of my fingers. I don't think I do, but I should probably get checked. But anyway, yeah. Costco's the best price. I'll have to go over there and get some. Do they have the sugar-free flavors? You have POTS too, Victoria? Really? Look at that. Yeah, but they combine them. You too, Megan? Really? They combine flavors or they combine, you do too, Marigold? My God, that's so many people. Ray, they combine flavors or they combine sugar-free and regular? Combine sugar-free and regular. Yeah, see, that would be a waste of funds for me because I can't have the regular ones. Unless I found someone to give them to. No, it's just two sugar-free flavors in one. Oh, that's fine. If it's, they're both sugar-free. Oh, well, that's great. That's phenomenal. That I can do. Okay, sorry, I was misunderstanding the situation, but that's great. Yes, we have a Costco near here. I should go over there. We used to go like once a month, but that was, I can do 13 and 13. That's fine. Before the baby was born, we used to go to Costco about once a month, but like we haven't been since she was born yet, obviously. I'm talking to Liquid IV about possibly doing a giveaway with them. I wish we had a Costco. Giant Tetris, yes. All right, let's sit down carefully. They usually have one sugar-free pack at a time. That is fine by me. That is fine by me. Whatever it takes, right? Okay, yeah. We got it. Let's have another sip of coffee before we sit back. I gotta tell you guys, if any of you are listeners of Ellen's podcast, speaking of which, I should probably get Liz in here. I would totally do a giveaway. Liquid IV is my favorite. Yeah, it's pretty great. So this shirt that I'm wearing is from Ellen Marie Marsh, my friend. She brought it when I was here. And hey, Isabella. Hey, Jack. No, you don't even worry. We haven't even started reading yet. It's the Besotted shirt. I don't care about Besotted or whatever she put on it, whatever yada. This is the most comfortable shirt on the planet. So if you are a fan of Ellen, definitely buy this type of her merch because it is the most comfortable thing ever. This is not an ad. She will not give me anything for this. That's not true. She gives me love and kindness, but it is It's the most comfortable shirt ever. She gave it to me when she came to visit the baby, and we did not have a slime live last night, Isabella, so you didn't miss anything. I've worn it 4 times since she came, and she was here like 2 weeks ago. So, literally the most comfortable shirt ever. Okay, shall we read, my dears? Shall we read? We do look like sisters. You are not the first person to say that. I am definitely hoping to do a slime live tonight. There's not roll for slime tonight, but I'm hoping to make some of the restock slimes tonight, which I think would be just as fun, if not more fun. Also, I do need to make some of the evergreens, so maybe we'll do that kind of tonight. Not 100% sure which one we're gonna do. I know, time flies, it's terrible. So we'll do something. What we'll do, I haven't decided. It depends on what I get through for the day, you know, like I have to do that first. Rewatching Catching Fire last night could have, no, I totally get it. I mean, you know, I gotta go work an hour early and I'm dry. Oh no. Oh, that's the worst. I haven't even looked at the pre-order yet. Gotta get on it. Yeah, but you have so much time, right? Also, Ray, I made you something yesterday. You know, it's missing an L. Emma wanted to see some of the slimes before she makes her big decision. That's totally fine. Here's the thing, you guys. There's going to be pictures of all of them before it goes public. They just won't be unlimited pre-order at that time. They'll still be available to the Patreon people, so don't even worry about that. Sime? It's missing an L, I'll tell you that much. It's missing an L. Oh, God. I think we may have lost her, though. She hasn't been back in a couple of days. I'm a little sad. All right, so chapter 18 is what we are on today. We are on page 253. 253 for those keeping track of the pages for their Goodreads, and we are on chapter 18. Here we go. I'm still smoldering a little, so it's with a tentative hand that Caesar reaches out to touch my headpiece. The white has burned away, leaving a smooth, fitted veil of black that drapes into the neckline of the dress in the back. Feathers, Caesar says. Oh, hey, Liz, we barely just started. Liz, I remembered to message you right because I'm wearing a DB shirt from Ellen that is like the most comfortable thing ever. But we literally are 1 paragraph into the book. You're like a bird. A mockingjay, I think, I say, giving my wings a small flap. It's the bird on the pin that I wear as a token. A shadow of recognition flickers across Caesar's face, and I can tell that he knows that the mockingjay isn't just my token, that it's come to symbolize so much more, that it will be seen as a flashy costume change in the capital, but it's resonating in an entirely different way throughout the districts. But he makes the best of it. Well, hats off to your stylists. I don't think anyone can argue that that's not the most spectacular thing we've ever seen in an interview. Cinna, I think you better take a bow. Caesar gestures for Cinna to rise. He does, and makes a small, gracious bow, and suddenly I'm so afraid for him. What has he done? Something terribly dangerous, an act of rebellion itself, and he's done it for me. I do remember his words. Don't worry, I always channel my emotions into my work. That way I don't hurt anyone but myself. And I'm afraid he's hurt himself beyond repair now. The significance of my fiery transformation will not be lost on President Snow. The audience, who's been stunned into silence, breaks into wild applause, and I can barely hear the buzzer that indicates my 3 minutes are up. Caesar thanks me, and I go back to my seat, and my dress is now feeling lighter than air. As I pass Peta, who's headed for his interview, he doesn't meet my eyes, but I take my seat carefully. Aside from the puffs of smoke here and there, I do seem unharmed, so I turn my attention to him. Caesar and Peta have been a natural team since they first appeared together a year ago. They have an easy give and take comedic timing and the ability to segue into heart-wrenching moments, like Peta's confession of his love for me, and that's made them a huge success with the audience. They effortlessly open with a few jokes about fire and feathers, overcooked poultry, but anyone can see that Peta is preoccupied, so Caesar directs the conversation right into the subject that's on everyone's mind. So, Peta, what was it like when, after all you've been through, you found out about this quell? Asked Caesar. Yeah, I was in shock. I mean, 1 minute I'm seeing Katniss looking so beautiful in all these wedding gowns, and then the next... Peta trails off. You realized there was never going to be a wedding? Asks Caesar gently, and Peta pauses for a long moment, as if deciding something. He looks out at the spellbound audience, and then at the floor, and then finally up at Caesar. Caesar, do you think all our friends here could possibly keep a secret?
An uncomfortable laugh emanates from the audience. What can he possibly mean? To keep a secret from who? The whole world is watching. I feel quite certain of it, says Pete Caesar. We're already married, says Peeta quietly, and the crowd reacts in astonishment, and I have to bury my face in the folds of my skirt so they can't see my confusion. Where on earth is he going with this? Well, but how can that be? Asks Caesar. Oh no, it's not an official marriage or anything like that. We didn't go to the Justice Building, but we have this marriage ritual in District 12. I don't know what it's like in the other districts, but there's this thing that we do, says Peeta, and he briefly describes the toasting. Were your families there? Asked Caesar. No, we didn't tell anyone, not even Hamish, and Katniss' mother would never approve. But you see, we knew if we were married in the capital, there wouldn't be a toasting, and neither of us really wanted to wait any longer, so one day we just did it, says Peeta. And to us, we're more married than any piece of paper or big party could ever make us. So this was before the Quell, says Caesar. Yeah, of course before the Quell. I'm sure we never would have done it if we'd known, says Peeta, starting to get upset. But who could have seen it coming? No one. We went through the games. We were victors. Everyone seemed thrilled to see us together, and then out of nowhere, I mean, how could you anticipate something like that? You couldn't, Peeta. Caesar puts an arm around his shoulders. As you say, no one could have. But I confess I'm glad that you two had at least a few moments of happiness together. There's enormous applause. As if encouraged, I look up from my feathers and let the audience see my tragic smile of thanks. The ritual smoke from the feathers has made my eyes teary, which adds a very nice touch. I'm not glad, says Peeta. I really wish we'd waited until this whole thing was officially done. And this takes Caesar aback. Surely even a brief time is better than no time. Yeah, maybe I'd think that too, Caesar, says Peeta bitterly, if it weren't for the baby. There. He's done it again. Dropped a bomb that wipes out the efforts of every tribute who came before him. Well, maybe not. Maybe this year he was only the one that lit the fuse on the bomb that the victors themselves have been building, hoping that someone would be able to detonate it, perhaps thinking that it would be me in my bridal gown, not knowing how much I rely on Cinna's talents, when then Peeta needs nothing more than his wits. As the bomb explodes, it sends accusations of injustice, barbarism, and cruelty flying out in every direction. Even the most capital-loving, games-hungry, bloodthirsty person out there can't ignore it, at least for a moment. How horrific this whole thing is. I am pregnant. The audience can't absorb that news right away. It has to strike them and sink in and confirm by other voices before it begins to sound like a herd of animals, wounded, moaning, shrieking, calling for help. And me? I know that my face is projected on a tight close-up over the screen, but I don't make any effort to hide it, because for a moment, even I am working through what Peeta has said. Isn't this the thing I dreaded most about the wedding, about the future, the loss of my own children to the games? And it could be true now, couldn't it? If I had spent my life building up layers of defense until I recoil at even the suggestion of marriage and family. Caesar can't rein in the crowd again, not even when the buzzer sounds. Peeta nods his goodbye and comes back to his seat without any more conversation. I can see Caesar's lips moving, but the place is in total chaos. I can't hear a word, only the blast of the anthem cranked up so loud that I can feel it vibrating through my bones. It lets us know where we stand in the program. I automatically rise, and as I do, I sense Peeta reaching out for me. Tears run down his face as I take his hand. How real are these tears? Is this an acknowledgement that he's been stalked by the same fears that I have, that every victor has, every parent in every district of Panem? I look back to the crowd, but the faces of Rue's mother and father swim before my eyes. Their sorrow, their loss. I turn spontaneously to Chaff and offer my hand, and I feel my fingers close around the stump that now completes his arm, and I hold fast. And then it happens. Up and down the row, the victors began to join hands. Some right away, like the Morphlings or Wyrus and Beatty. Others are unsure, but they're caught up in the demands of those around them, like Brutus and Enobaria. And by the time the anthem plays its final strains, all 24 of us stand in one unbroken line in what must be the first public show of unity among the districts since the Dark Days. You can see the realization of this as the screens begin to pop into blackness. It's too late, though. In the confusion, they didn't cut us off in time. Everyone has seen. There's disorder on the stage now, too, as the lights go out and we're left to stumble back into the training center. I lost shoulder shave, but Peeta guides me into an elevator. Finnick and Joanna try to join us, but the harried peacekeeper blocks their way, and we shoot upwards alone. In the moment we step off the elevator, Peeta grips my shoulders. There isn't much time, so tell me, is there anything that I have to apologize to you for? No, nothing, I say. It was a big leap to take without my okay, but I'm just glad that I didn't know and I didn't have time to second guess him, to let any guilt over Gale detract from how I actually feel about what Peeta did, which is empowered. Somewhere very far off in a place called District 12 where my mother and sister and friends have to deal with the fallout from last night, just a brief hovercraft ride away is an arena where tomorrow Peeta and I and the other tributes will face our own form of punishment. But even if all of us meets a terrible end, something happened on that stage tonight that cannot be undone. The victors staged our own uprising, and maybe, just maybe, the Capitol will not be able to contain this one. We wait for the others to return, but when the elevator opens, only Hamish appears. Oh, it's madness out there. Everyone's been sent home. They canceled the recap of the interviews on television. Peeta and I hurry to the window and try to make sense of the commotion far below us on the streets. What are they saying? Peeta asks. Are they asking the president to stop the games? I don't think they even know themselves what to ask. The whole situation's unprecedented. Even the idea of opposing the Capitol's agenda is a source of confusion for people here too, says Hamish. But there's no way that Snow could cancel the games now. You know that, right? I do, of course. But he could never back down. The only option left to him is to strike back and strike back hard. The others went home? I ask. They were ordered to. I don't know how much luck they're having getting through the mob, though, says Hamish. Then we'll never see Effie again, says Peeta. We didn't even see her on the morning of the games last year. You'll give her our thanks, won't you? More than that, really. More than that. Make it really, really special. It is Effie after all, I say. Tell her how appreciative we are and how she was the best escort ever. And tell her that we send our love. For a while we just stand there in silence, delaying the inevitable, and then Hamish says, all right, well, I guess this is where we say our goodbyes as well. Any last words of advice? Peeta asks. Stay alive, Hamish says gruffly. That's almost an old joke with us now. He gives us each a quick embrace, and I can tell it's all he can stand. Go to bed. You guys are gonna need your rest. I know I should say a whole bunch of things to Hamish, but I can't think of anything he doesn't already know. Not really. And my throat is so tight, I doubt anything would come out anyway. So once again, I let Peeta speak for both of us. Hey, you take care, Hamish, okay? He says, and we cross the room. But in the doorway, Hamish's voice stops us. Katniss, when you're in the arena, he begins, and then he pauses. He's scowling in a way that makes me sure I've already disappointed him. What? I ask defensively. You just remember who the enemy is. Hamish tells me. That's all right? Now go on. You get out of here. We walk down the hallway, and Peeta wants to stop by his room to shower off the makeup and meet me in a few minutes, but I won't let him. I'm certain that if a door shuts between us, it will lock, and I'll have to spend the night without him. Besides, I have a shower in my room, and I refuse to let go of his hand. Do we sleep? I don't know. We spend the night holding each other in somewhere half between dreams and waking, not talking, both afraid to disturb each other in the hope that we'll be able to store up a few precious moments of rest. Cinna and Portia arrive with the dawn, and I know that Peeta will have to go. Tributes enter the arena alone. He gives me a light kiss. I'll see you soon, he says. See you soon, I answer. And Cinna, who will help me dress for the games, accompanies me to the roof. I'm about to mount the ladder to the hovercraft when I remember, I didn't say goodbye to Portia. I'll tell her, Cinna says, and the electric current freezes me in place on the ladder until the doctor interjects the tracker into my left forearm, and now they will always be able to locate me in the arena. The hovercraft takes off, and I look out the windows until they black out, and Cinna keeps pressing me to eat, and when that fails, to drink, and I manage to keep sipping water, thinking of the days of dehydration that almost killed me last year, thinking of how I will need my strength just to keep Peeta alive. And when we reach the launch room at the arena, I shower. Cinna braids my hair down my back and helps my dress over my undergarments. This year, the tribute's outfit is a simple fitted blue jumpsuit made of very sheer material that zips up the front. A 6-inch wide padded belt covers a shiny purple plastic. A pair of nylon shoes are rubber soled. Morning, Brittany. What do you think? I ask, holding the fabric out to Cinna to examine. And he frowns and he rubs the thin stuff between his fingers. I don't know, this is going to offer very little in way of protection from cold or water. Sun? I ask, picturing a burning sun over the barren desert. Yeah, possibly if it's treated, he says. Oh, I almost forgot this. And he takes my gold Mockingjay pin from his pocket and he fixes it to the jumpsuit. My dress was fantastic last night, I say. Fantastic and reckless. But Cinna must know that. Thought you might like it. He says it with a tight smile, and we sit, as we did last year, holding hands until the sun tells me to prepare for the launch. What? That's not what it says. Why did I say that? Do I know how to read? We sit as we did last year, holding hands until the voice tells me to prepare for the launch. Why did I say sun? He walks over to me on the circular metal plate and zips up the neck of my jumpsuit securely. Hey, remember, girl on fire, he says, I'm still betting on you. He kisses my forehead and takes a step back as the glass cylinder slides down around me. Thank you, I say, although he probably can't hear me, and I lift my chin, holding my head high the way he always tells me to, and I wait for the plate to rise. But it doesn't, and it still doesn't. And I look at Cinna, raising my eyebrows for explanation, but he just gives a slight shake to his head, as perplexed as I am. Why are they delaying this? And suddenly the door behind him bursts open, and 3 peacekeepers are spinning into the room. 2 pin Cinna's arms behind him, and they cuff him, while a 3rd hits him in the temple with such force that he's knocked down to his knees. But they keep hitting him with metal-studded gloves, opening gashes on his face and body, and I'm screaming my head off. I'm banging against the unyielding glass, trying to reach him. The peacekeepers ignore me completely as they drag Cinna's limp body from the room. All that's left are the smears of his blood on the floor. Sickened and terrifying, I feel the plate begin to rise, and I'm still leaning against the glass when the breeze catches my hair, and I force myself to straighten up. It's just in time, too, because the glass is retreating, and I'm standing free in the arena. Something seems to be wrong with my vision, though. The ground is too bright. It's shiny. It keeps undulating. I squint down at my feet, and I see that my metal plate is surrounded by blue waves that lap over my boots. I slowly raise my eyes, and I take in the water, spreading out in every direction. I can only form one clear thought. This is no place for a girl on fire. I have, like, full body chills. Like, it is not cold in this room, but I feel cold. That entire chapter was one chill after another. I have like goosebumps all over my entire body. I need to take a sip of my warm coffee before we continue because that was really something. That was quite a chapter, you guys. I mean, one thing after another. So just a recap for anyone who jumped in late. Peeta gets up on stage for the interview, obviously lying, says that he and Katniss are already married and that they're expecting a baby. Neither's true, but whatever, they don't know that. And then the peacekeepers come and they take Cinna away in a bad state. No good. And the victors bravely joined hands on the stage in an act of rebellion. You know? Yeah. Hubby called and interrupted. I could have been... You know what? This could have been an email. Apparently this next chapter that we are about to read today is part 3. We are already at part 3, friends. Part 3. We are chugging through this book, as you can see. We are about to read page 267, chapter 19. Whew, I need to calm down from those chills. I know, we really have to. We really need to do a watch party. Like when we're done with the whole thing, I put you to sleep. I mean, honestly, maybe that's a gift, Victoria, because you are a mom of some very little, so maybe you needed it. Maybe I was giving you a gift. Who's to say? Okay, chapter 19. Ladies and gentlemen, let the 75th Hunger Games begin. The voice of Claudius Templesmith, the Hunger Games announcer, hammers my ears. I have less than a minute to get my bearings, and then the gong will sound, and the tributes will be free to move off their metal plates. But move where? I can't think straight. The image of Cinna, beaten and bloody, consumes me. Where is he now? What are they doing to him? Are they torturing him, killing him, turning him into an Avox? Obviously, his assault was staged to unhinge me, the same way that Darius's presence in my quarters was. and it has unhinged me. All I want to do is collapse on my metal plate, but I can hardly do that after what I just witnessed. No, I must be strong. I owe it to Cinna, who risked everything to undermine President Snow and turn my bridal silk into mockingjay plumage. And I owe it to the rebels, who, emboldened by Cinna's example, might be fighting to bring down the Capitol at this very moment. My refusal to play the games on the Capitol's term is to be my last act of rebellion, and so I grit my teeth and I will myself to be a player. Where are you? I can still make sense. I can still make no sense of my surroundings. Where are you? I demand an answer from myself, and slowly the world comes into focus. Blue water, pink sky, white hot sun beating down. All right, there's the cornucopia, the shining gold metal horn about 40 yards away. What day are we on? I thought it just caught up. What do you mean, what day are we on? Like what day in the book, or like what day of reading? I think this is day 11. I think we've been reading this book for either 11 or 12 days. I would have to check. They're all updated on, they're all up on the other app, the YT. I don't know, I never know what I can say and what I can't anymore. But I think last night I uploaded day 11, day 12 might be today. Today's either 11 or 12. Not 100% sure. Would have to check. Oop, things are falling. It is updated. Yeah, definitely. At first, it appears to be sitting on a circular island, but on closer examination, I see the thin strips of land radiating from the circle like spokes on a wheel, and I think that there are 10 to 12, and it seems equidistant from one another. Between all the spokes is all water. Today is 12? Yeah, today is 12. Oh, this is 11? Okay, one of the two. I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, I actually genuinely don't know. But everything is, yeah, it's day whatever after, but everything is correct up on YT. Day 10 is on YT. Okay, then today is 11 because it's all updated. Yeah. There's water and a pair of tributes. That's it. And then there are 12 spokes, each with 2 tributes balanced on metal plates between them. The other tribute in my watery edge is Old Wolf from District 8. He's about as far to my right as the land strip is to my left, and beyond the water, wherever you look, a narrow beach, and then there's dense greenery. I scan the circle of tributes looking for Peeta, but he must be blocked from my view by the cornucopia. I catch a handful of water as it washes in, and the smell of it. I touch the tip of my wet finger to my tongue, and as I suspected, this is salt water, just like the waves that Peeta and I encountered on our brief tour of the beach in District 4, but hey, at least it seems clean. There are no boats, no ropes, not even a bit of driftwood to cling to. No, there's only one way to get to the cornucopia, and when the gong sounds, I don't even hesitate before I dive to my left. It's a longer distance than I'm used to. Navigating the waves takes a little more skill than swimming across the quiet lake we have at home, but my body seems oddly light, and I cut through the water effortlessly. Maybe it's the salt. I pull myself, dripping, onto the land, and I strip and sprint down the sandy stretch for the cornucopia. I can see, onto the land strip. She doesn't strip, it's a land strip. Yes, I'm also willing it to be Friday. Although the gold horn blocks a good portion of my view, I don't let the thought of adversaries slow me down. I'm thinking like a career now, and the first thing I want to do is get my hands on a weapon. Last year, the supplies were spread out quite a distance around the cornucopia, with the most valuable closest to the horn, but this year, the booty seems to be piled at a 20-foot-high mouth. My eyes instantly hone in on a golden bow just within arm's reach, and I yank it free. There's someone behind me. I'm alerted by them, and I don't know... There's someone behind me. I'm alerted by, I don't know, a soft shift of sand, or maybe a change in the air currents, and I pull an arrow from the sheath that's still wedged in the pile, and I arm my bow as I turn. It's Finnick, glistening and gorgeous, who stands a few yards away with a trident poised to attack. A net dangles from his other hands. He's smiling a little, but the muscles in his upper body are rigid in anticipation. Ah, you can swim too, he says. Where did you learn that in District 12? We have a bubble bath, I answer. You must, he says. You like this arena? No, not particularly, but you should. They must have built it especially for you, I say with an edge of bitterness. It seems like that anyway with all the water. I bet only a handful of victors can swim, and there's no pool in the training center, so there's no chance to learn. Either you came in here a swimmer, or you better be a really fast learner. Even participation in the initial bloodbath depends on being able to cover 20 yards of water. That gives District 4 an enormous advantage. For a moment, we're frozen, sizing each other up, our weapons, our skills, and then Finnick suddenly grins. Lucky thing we're allies, right? Sensing a trap, I'm about to let my arrow fly, hoping it finds his heart before the trident impales me, when he shifts his hands and something on his wrist catches the sunlight. A solid gold bangle patterned with flames, the same one I remember on Hamish's wrist the morning that I began training. Hi. Hi, you're okay. You're okay. Oh, your package arrives today? Oh, that's exciting. I know, it's wild. Oh, okay. Oh, honey, you can come out. Okay. Okay, you can come out. Oh, angry girl. You woke up on the wrong side of the mommy, huh? Yeah. You woke up on the wrong side of the mommy. It's okay. Yes. Okay. 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 Oh, honey, what's the matter? We woke up on the wrong side of the mommy. Yeah. It's okay. You can get to the right side of the mommy. You can get to it. You can get to the right side of the mommy. Yeah. It's okay. I know, USPS is like, we didn't get the package. She never gave it to us. Just kidding, it's on your doorstep. That's always how it is. Well, because Isabella, it's because I'm acting as her bed at the moment. I know, she's just like, eh. Okay, you can go back to sleep, my angel. You can go back to sleep. Yeah. Yeah. We're okay. We're okay. We're okay. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. We're okay. I know you're very upset about what's happening to Katniss and Peeta, but we're just going to take it in stride, and we'll know it's not real. It's just a story. You're okay. You're okay. Okay, we're snoring again, which means we must be asleep. Sensing a trap, I'm about to let my arrow fly, hoping it finds his heart before the trident impales me, and when he shifts his hand, something on his wrist catches the sunlight. It's a solid gold bangle patterned with flames. It's the same one I remember on Hamish's wrist the morning that I began training, and I briefly consider that Finnick has stolen it to trick me, but somehow I know that this isn't the case. Hamish must have given it to him, as a signal to me, an order, really, that I must trust Finnick. I can hear the other footsteps approaching, and I decide at once, right, I snap back, because even though Hamish is my mentor and trying to keep me alive, this does anger me. Why didn't he tell me that he made this arrangement before? Probably because Peeta and I had ruled out allies. Now, Hamish has chosen one on his own. We're reading Catching Fire. Duck! Finnick commands in such a powerful voice, so different from his usual seductive purr that obviously I do. His trident goes whizzing over my head, and there's a sickening sound of impact as it finds its target. It's the man from District 5, the drunk, who threw up on the sword-fighting floor and sinks to his knees now as Finnick frees his trident from his chest. Don't trust 1 and 2, Finnick says, and there's no time to question this. I work the sheath of arrows free. Each take one side, I say, and he nods, and I dart around the pile, and about 4 spokes apart, Anabaria and Gloss are just reaching land. Either they're slow swimmers, or they thought the water might be laced with other dangers, which, well, it very might be. Sometimes it's not good to consider too many scenarios, but now that they're on the sand, they'll be here in a matter of seconds. Is there anything useful? Sorry, wrong voice. Is there anything useful? I hear Finnick shout, and I quickly scan the pile on my side and find maces, swords, bows and arrows, tridents, knives, spears, axes, metallic objects that I have no name for, and nothing else. Just weapons, I call back. Nothing but weapons. Yeah, same over here, he confirms. Grab what you want, let's go. I shoot an arrow at Anabaria, who's getting too close for comfort, but she's expecting it, and she dives back into the water before it can find its mark. Gloss isn't as swift, and I sink an arrow into his calf as he plunges into the waves. I sling an extra bow and a second sheath of arrows over my body. I slide 2 long knives and an awl into my belt, and I meet up with Finnick at the front of the pile. Do something about that, would you? He says, and I see Brutus barreling towards us. His belt is undone, and he has it stretched between his hands as some kind of shield. I shoot at him, and he manages to block the arrow with his belt before it can skewer his liver. Where it punctures the belt, the purple liquid spews forward, coating his face. And as I reload, Brutus flattens onto the ground. He rolls a few feet to the water and then submerges. There's a clang of metal falling behind me. All right, let's clear out. Wrong voice again. Sorry, guys. All right, let's clear out, I say to Finnick. This last altercation has given Enobaria and Gloss time to reach the cornucopia. Brutus is within shooting distance, and somewhere, certainly Cashmere's nearby too. These 4 classic careers will no doubt have a prior alliance, and if I only had my own safety to consider, I might be willing to take them on with Finnick by my side. But it's Peeta I'm thinking about. I spot him now, still stranded on his metal plate. I take off, and Finnick follows without question, as if knowing that this will be my next move. And when I'm as close as I can get, I start removing knives from my belt, preparing to swim out to reach him, and somehow bring him in. Finnick drops a hand on my shoulder. I'll get him, he says, and suspicion flickers up inside me. Could this all just be a ruse for Finnick to win my trust and then go out and drown Peeta? No, I can, I insist. Finnick has dropped all his weapons to the ground. No, better not exert yourself in your, condition, he says, and he reaches down to pat my abdomen. Oh, right, I'm supposed to be pregnant, I think. While trying to think what this means and how I should act, maybe I should throw up or something, Finnick positions himself at the edge of the water. Cover me, he says, and he disappears with a flawless dive. I raise my bow, warding off any attackers from the cornucopia, but no one seems interested in pursuing us. Sure enough, Gloss, Cashmere, Enobaria, and Brutus have gathered, their pack forming already, picking over the weapons. A quick survey of the rest of the arena shows that most of the tributes are still trapped on their plates. Wait, no, there's someone still standing on the spoke to my left, to the opposite side of Peeta. It's Mags, but she neither heads for the cornucopia nor tries to flee. Instead, she splashes into the water and starts paddling towards me, her gray head bobbing above the waves. Well, she's old, but I guess after 80 years of living in District 4, she can at least keep afloat. Finnick has reached Peeta now and is towing him back, one arm across his chest while the other propels them through the water with easy strokes. Peeta rides along without resisting. I don't know what Finnick said or did to convince him to put his life in his hands. Maybe he showed him the bangle, or just the sight of me waiting might have been enough. And then when they reach the sand, I help haul Peeta up onto dry land. Hello again, he says, and gives me a kiss. We've got allies, I guess. Yeah, just as Hamish intended, I answer. Remind me, did we make a deal with anyone else? Peeta asks. Only Mags, I think, I say, and I nod towards the old woman doggedly making her way towards us. Well, I can't leave Mags behind, says Finnick. She's one of the few people who actually likes me. I've got no problem with Mags, I say, especially now that I see the arena. Her fish hooks are probably our best chance of getting a meal. Katniss wanted her on the first day, actually, says Peeta. Katniss has remarkably good judgment, says Finnick. With one hand, he reaches into the water and scoops out Mags like she weighs no more than a puppy. She makes some remark that I think might include the word Bob, and then she pats her belt. Look, she's right. Someone figured it out. Finnick points to Beetee, and he's flailing around the waves, but managing to keep his head above the water. What? I say. The belts. They're flotation devices, says Finnick. I mean, you gotta propel yourself, but they'll keep you up, and they'll keep you from drowning. I almost ask Finnick to wait, to get Beetee and Wyrus and take them with us, but Beetee's 3 spokes over, and I can't even see Wyrus. For all I know, Finnick could kill them as quickly as he did the tribute from District 5, so instead I suggest we move on. I hand Peeta a bow and a sheath of arrows and a knife and keep the rest for myself. But Mags tugs on my sleeve and babbles on until I've given the all to her. Pleased, she clamps the handle between her gums, and she reaches her arms up to Finnick. He tosses his net over her shoulder and hoists Mags up onto it, gripping his trident in his free hand, and then we run away from the cornucopia. Oh no, Victoria, no phone dying. Where the sand ends, the wood begins to rise sharply. No, not woods really, at least not the kind I know. It's jungle. The foreign, almost obsolete word comes to mind. Something I heard from another Hunger Games or learned from my father. Most of the trees here are unfamiliar with smooth trunks and few branches. The earth is very black and spongy underfoot, often obscured by the tangles of vines with colorful blossoms, and while the sun is hot and bright, the air is warm and heavy with moisture, and I get the feeling that we will never really be dry here. The thin blue fabric of my jumpsuit lets the seawater evaporate easily, but it's already begun to cling to me with sweat. Peeta takes the lead, cutting through the patches of dense vegetation with his long knife, and I make Finnick go second, because even though he's the most powerful, he's got his hands full with Mags. And besides, while he's a whiz with that trident, it's a weapon less suited for the jungle than my arrows. It doesn't take long between the steep incline and the heat to become short of breath. PETA and I have been training intensely, though, and Finnick is already an amazing physical specimen that even with Mags over his shoulder, we climb rapidly for about a mile before he requests a rest. And then I think it's more for Mag's sake than his own. The foliage hits the wheel from The foliage has hidden the wheel from sight, so I scale a tree with rubbery limbs to get a better view, and then I wish I hadn't. All around the cornucopia, the ground appears to be bleeding. The water has purple stains. Bodies lie on the ground and float in the sea, but at this distance, with everyone dressed exactly the same, I can't tell who lives or dies. All I can tell is that some sort of tiny blue figure is still in battle. Well, what did I think? That the victor's chain of locked hands last night would result in some sort of universal truce in the arena? No, I never believed that. But I guess I'd hoped that some people might show, what, restraint? Reluctance? At least before they jump right into massacre mode. And you all knew each other, I said. I thought, sorry. Guys, why can't I read today? And you all knew each other, I think. You acted like friends. I only have one real friend here, and he isn't from District 4, so I let the slight, soupy breeze cool my cheeks while I come to a decision. Despite the bangle, I should get it over with and just shoot Finnick. There's no real future in this alliance, and he's too dangerous to let go, and now, when we have this tentative trust, might be my only chance to end him. I could easily shoot him in the back as we walk. It's despicable, of course, but will there be any more despicable actions if I wait? Know him better? Owe him more? No, this is the time. I take one last look at the battling figures and the bloody ground and harden my resolve, and then I slide to the ground. But when I land, I find that Finnick has kept pace with my thoughts. It's as if he knows what I've seen and how it will affect me. He has one of his tridents raised in a casually defensive position. What's going on down there, Katniss? Have they all joined hands? Taken a vow of non-violence? Tossed the weapons into the sea in defiance of the capital? Finnick asks. No, I say. No, Finnick repeats, because whatever happened in the past is in the past, and no one in this arena was a victor by chance. He eyes PETA for a moment, except maybe PETA. Finnick knows, then, what Hamish and I know about PETA, about truly deep down being better than the rest of us, and Finnick took out that tribute from District 5 without blinking an eye. And how long did I take to turn deadly? I shot to kill when I targeted Anabaria and Gloss and Brutus. PETA would have at least attempted negotiations first, seen if some wider alliance was possible, but to what end? Finnick is right. I'm right. The people in this arena weren't crowned for their compassion. I hold his gaze, weighing his speed against my own, and the time it will take to send an arrow through his brain versus the time his trident will take to reach my body. And I can see him waiting for me to make the first move, calculating if he should block first or go directly for an attack. I can feel that we've both worked it out when PETA steps deliberately between us. So, how many are dead? He asks. Move, you idiot, I think. But he remains planted firmly between us. Hard to say, I answer. At least 6, I think, and they're all still fighting. Let's keep moving. We need water, he says. So far, there's been no sign of freshwater stream or pond, and the salt water is undrinkable. And again, I think of the last games where I nearly died of dehydration. Better find some soon, says Finnick. We need to be uncovered when the others come hunting us tonight. Us, hunting. All right, maybe ending Finnick would be a little premature. He has been helpful so far. He does have Hamish's stamp of approval, and who knows what the night will hold. If worse comes to worse, I can always kill him in his sleep. So I let the moment pass, and so does Finnick. The absence of water intensifies my thirst, though, and I keep a sharp eye out as we continue our trek upward. But with no luck, after about a mile, I can see the end to the tree line, and we assume we're reaching the crest of the hill. Maybe we'll have better luck on the other side, finding like a spring or something. But there is no other side. I know this before anyone else. Even though I'm farthest from the top, my eyes catch on a funny rippling square hanging like a warped panel of glass in the air, and at first I think it's the glare from the sun or the heat shimmering up off the ground, but it's fixed in space, not shifting when I move. And that's when I connect the square with Wyrus and Beatty in the training center, and I realize what lies before us. My warning cry is just reaching my lips when PETA's knife swings to slash away some vines. There's a sharp zapping sound, and for an instant the trees are gone, and I see the open space over a short stretch of bare earth, and then PETA has flung back from the force field, bringing Finnick and Mags to the ground. I rush over to where he lies, motionless in a web of vines. Peeta? There's a faint smell of singed hair, and I call his name again. Peeta! Giving him a little shake, but he's unresponsive. My fingers fumble across his lips. There's no warm breath, although a moment ago he was panting. I press my ears against his chest to the spot where I always rest my head, and I know I'll hear the strong and steady beat of his heart. But instead, I find silence. Woo-hoo. Woo-hoo. That's not good. I don't remember this. Yikes. Yikes. So, that's bad. I don't even know what to say. It's pure insanity. Okay, well, on that very scary note, I will see you all later. We'll definitely have, I know, me too, Avery, big time, big time. I feel like I forgot most of this book, probably because it's been 15 years since I've read it. I can't remember, Jen. I truly can't remember. My slime just arrived from my friend. Oh, that's exciting, Isabella. It could be. I genuinely cannot remember. But you know, we're on chapter 20. Actually, I don't know how many chapters are in it. Oh, thank you. Yes, Brie. It is the one that moves. Okay, everyone else remembers, even though I don't. We don't have that much more of this book, you know? I love seeing everyone's, I know, right? It's so funny because even though I've read it, like it's literally been ages, I'm not even sure I've seen the movie Catching Fire. I know I saw the Hunger Games movie, but I'm not sure I've seen the others, if I'm being honest. Maybe I did. I think I did just once each. I definitely saw Mockingjay, I think. They are intense, it's true. All right, well, we will have some kind of slime live tonight. I don't know what kind, but some kind of slime live tonight or this afternoon. I don't know which. Joanna's interview is different in the movie, but I like it more. Really? I have to refresh my memory on it. I don't remember what it is and what's different about it. But what else? More videos, Roll for Slime videos and stuff like that are gonna go up today. I'm gonna start counting what people need for pre-orders today. Obviously the pre-orders are still going on, but I need to start being able to make stuff. What else? I might get up the No Stress Express today, that's possible, or maybe that'll be Monday, I'm not sure, but we are doing that. Thank you, Isabella, same to you. It happens Slime Live or it doesn't. Yes, it's true. No, I mean, I do need to get the slimes made one way or another, so I might as well do it live, you know what I mean? They have to get made. Read books long ago, watched, it's awesome hearing the books. I know, I agree, Christy, it's so great to hear the books again. Are you able to hold pre-orders until June? That would be funny. Actually, I will tell you guys, I'm gonna give you guys a little preview that no one knows about yet, but I will be away the first, no, it doesn't take longer necessarily, no. I'm pretty good at doing the live and making slime at the same time. I will be away the first week of June, so I'm actually going to mail June's Slime of the Month and a lot of grab bags the last week of May, and then everything else will be the second and third weeks of June when I get back. So especially any long timers who have Roll for Slime and customs, I'm going to do those for you all the last week of May rather than the beginning of June. That does mean no book club that week. That is true, Isabella. I will be away because my husband is going to a work convention that happens to only be 2 hours from where his family lives, and so we are going to take little miss here to meet all of her cousins on the other side, because she will be 6 months and it's a good time for her to meet her cousins. She has a cousin that is 6 months older than her, and we would like her to be able to meet them before the other cousin turns 1. And it just happens to be Yeah, it is family time. It just happens to be the same week as one of her cousins' birthdays. One of her cousins is turning 4 that exact week, so we're all gonna go to Disney World together. Yeah. So somebody's gonna get to have breakfast with giraffes, and because she'll be 6 months old, maybe she can gnaw on a little bit of a Mickey waffle. Yeah, is that gonna be fun or what? So that'll be kind of fun because she'll be able to eat some foods by then. I know she can't like eat a whole waffle, but like she can hold a waffle and gnaw on it a little for a picture. You know what I mean? If it's easier and you want to throw my June grab bag in with May, go for it. Oh, because you're in Canada, I might do that actually. That actually might be a really good thing for you, Julia, because Canada always takes longer and more expensive shipping anyway. So combining it's not a bad idea. That's a great idea. Actually, Julia, if you yeah, I'll DM you about that. That's not a bad idea. So anyway, that is the whole kit and caboodle there. So we will be gone for a couple of days, but it's for very good reason. And, you know, I will make some fun Disney content while I'm there because you know me, I can't help it. I'm a Disney mom. I'm a Disney mom, huh? Okay, with that it's easier. Yeah, definitely. That is actually probably something I'm going to talk to a couple of people about to see who's cool with that. So that is a preview of something that everyone doesn't know yet, but yeah, we'll only be gone for a couple of days. But today's name of the game is make more Roll for Slime videos for the last people who are still owed those. Get those done, make slime on live, and chugging right along. So I will see you all this evening. Have a great rest of your day. Bye, guys.